Lackluster day in here all around for the overall markets. NVDA helping out absolutely nobody in here today. And Apple thought that we were going to get a good push throughout the whole market because of what Apple was doing. And no, Apple just faded off and kind of just after the big pullback in here to about that 316 level, just kind of faded out towards the end of the day. So absolutely no help from anyone in here. Every kind of pop we got in the Qs and the SPYs just getting sold off. So we're going to see what happens tomorrow. We're going to watch the futures tonight. Maybe that gives us a heads up of what's going to happen tomorrow in pre-market and how things are going to change as we approach tomorrow market open. Going forward, what are we looking at in here on QQQ in our weekly chart in here? 710 is going to be the big number. That's that 9-day EMA right here. As you can see, we're sitting right on it, depending on how much we're going to gap up or down going into tomorrow's trading session. That's going to be either the ceiling or the floor for us. If it's going to be our support to the upside, then we are going to be watching that 722 level. I know that we had a hard time in here of 716s, 717s, things like that, but 722 is still our main resistance in here. The problem is we just have to get up to that, right? So that's kind of our problem in here for the Qs. But outside of 722, we're looking at 738. To the downside in here below 710, if 710 becomes our resistance, well, now we're going to be focusing on that 696 and then eventually that 675. That's going to be trading all the way down here, which was our high coming back in May. We're also going to look at SPY in here since we are looking at the Qs. Kind of the same story in here, only not as volatile as the Qs have been. You can see to the upside in here. We're focusing on that 750. We have no lines in here. We're just watching the 750, and then we're looking up here wherever this trend line takes us. So it was 760 back here. Now it's going to be eventually up here near those mid 767. So that's what we're looking at in here, just kind of keeping it simple, right? Don't want to start kind of jumbling everything up in here. So 750, 767 to the downside, 9-day EMA, 740, trying to keep it as basic as possible in here. We're going to look at NVIDIA because like we said, gave us no help in here whatsoever. Just a huge pullback in here off of a nice pop, off of a huge green candle coming in last week in here. What we're looking at so far, we're riding that 9-day EMA in here at 203, but to the downside, 200, 198, 195. That's going to be our levels. To the upside in here, 212, 216, 217, but we have to get above and a hold of that 9-day EMA first. That is our first key in here, and then we can worry about going back up there. So watch out for the 210s as well. That is also going to be a place that we need to breach and hold with some good volume. So that's kind of what happened overall in the market in here today. We're going to see how things shake out tomorrow for us. Hopefully a better day all around for us. Because days like these, you have the little pops in here and the little harsh recoveries and the harsh pullbacks. But other than that, you're just kind of fading and kind of waiting around, it seems. And those are really boring days just for everybody. It doesn't matter what side of volatility you are on. Those days are just not fun for anybody, especially if you're kind of doing a slow fade into the close. So that is what we're kind of looking at in here for the markets. Let's see what kind of action we can get tomorrow. Perhaps a little bounce in here all around. If not, then look for a major pullback coming up in here soon as everybody starts to kind of rotate in here in their sector. So let's see what happens in here tomorrow. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.